Good morning, guys. Jonathan here. Frequently Asked Question Friday, coming to you from Custom Marine. Let's talk about winter storage of your boat here in the South, particularly as it pertains to your newer four-stroke motors. How do you protect that investment when you put it up for the season? The first thing we recommend is to go ahead and have your boat, your engine serviced. Go ahead and take care of an oil change and a lower unit change. Replacing those fluids annually is something you should be doing anyway. And it's also a good time, if there is a problem, the guys in the shop may be able to pick it out before it becomes an issue when you get ready to use your boat. It come in the following year. The second thing that we would have you do is make sure that you add a good fuel additive, particularly you guys that are forced to use ethanol fuels. Adding a good fuel additive will bind that fuel together so that it doesn't separate in the long, cold winter months that we have. Also, was real important, if you add that fuel additive, it's easy to assume that when you put it in the tank, that it's going to get into the motor. Be real careful about that. You need to run that motor, if you can, on a set of earmuffs or wherever you can run it, so that the stabilized or treated fuel actually gets inside the motor itself. It takes longer for that to happen than you might guess. These motors are now so fuel efficient that at idle, it takes quite some time to run through 6, 8, 10 ounces of fuel. So you may need to let it run for quite a while, half hour or so, to make sure that that treated fuel gets inside the motor. Then finally, one of the main things that we recommend is not leaving your motor stored tilted. You can see if it were to rain, particularly rain several times, you could build up some water through the prop in the lower unit of the motor. And as we all know, that when water freezes, it expands, and we don't want water expanding in your lower unit. So leave that engine tilted down so that any free water that's in the motor itself has an opportunity to drain out. So have a service done, both the top end of the motor, the lower unit end of the motor. Treat your fuel, and make sure that the treated fuel has an opportunity to get inside the motor itself. And then finally, leave this engine tilted down. Now, true winterization, and it may be something that you choose to do, I'll let you make that decision yourself. True winterization also includes things like fogging oils. And that was a real thing back in the two-stroke days. I see it less and less now that we're into the fuel-injected four strokes. But let your conscience be your guide there. Contact our shop for more detailed opinion on that. But the three items I just shared with you is what I've always done with my boat and what we share with most of our customers. So if you have any questions about storing your engine throughout the winter, please reach out to us. We're Custom Marine. This is Frequently Asked Question Friday. Come see us.